Not bad. I'm impressed you could hold your own against both of us. Although I had managed to hold off their attacks thus far, these two were incredibly skilled fighters. I was considering just how to make my escape when a shot rang out from somewhere in the house. Hey, stop playing around, you idiots. Number 3's almost back. A large man wielding a giant sword appeared in a window at the top of the mansion. Next to him stood a crafty-looking old man with a monocle. If Shylock comes back and sees us held off by this peon, he'll kill us for sure. Bilk, Greed, lend us a hand here if you please. There's no way I'd survive if my opponent's numbers grew further. I made a split-second decision and bolted for the exit. How long I ran, I don't know. It didn't appear that I was being pursued, but I thought it wise to not stop until I was far, far away. I don't know who those people in the mansion were, but they were too good to be mere thieves or bandits. And now that they knew my face and name, it would be in my best interest to never go near that place again. Schwarz, Salia, and Landau. I think I talked to these people before. It cost me another $2 grand. I wonder if it would be cheaper just to go straight from the castle instead. No, it doesn't matter. I traveled into the Black Forest in search of Schwarz's hideout. Eventually, I came across an old castle lit by torchlight. What kind of group would hold themselves up in a place like this, and why? Looks like level 26. I could see the light shining through the trees deep within the forest. It appeared as though the information I received earlier about the location of the Schwarzwind base could be trusted after all. Several young people were gathered in front of what looked to be the headquarters. As I approached the building, paying no mind to the frosty stares of the sentries, I happened upon a tall young man seated on a wine barrel by the entrance. Who the hell are you? I told the man about my encounter with Salia and that she had instructed me to come here. Oh, so you're the one that stopped those two clowns. Glad you came. The name's Landau. We're looking forward to you joining us. Seeing the man misunderstood the reason for my coming. I tried to ask him what he meant by joining, he quickly stood up. Alright, chumps, let's give her the usual treatment. Three fights in a row. Another part of Sophidia's style is her, I think it's called Angel Step stance. If you do a quarter circle forward motion, she has this lunge, and you can chain moves out of it, or you can double it up, and it changes the properties of the moves that come out of it when you hit an input. I haven't had a chance to show off her soul charge state, so I guess I'll do that next. Landau, that is Siegfried's style. So when Sophidia becomes soul charged, she gets the ability to combo differently out of moves. Those two combos that I did there, the first one was just forward vertical or B, and that second kind of push combo was forward and A. Normally those moves don't chain into one big combo, but when she's soul charged you can do that, and they come out relatively fast. Basically her whole pressure game gets upped when she goes into soul charge mode. Phew, you're pretty good. You're almost as good as I am, and only Siegfried's ever bested me. We could really use someone like you. It appeared that this was some sort of crude initiation. I was about to explain to him that he was mistaken about my reasons for coming here when I heard a voice call out from afar. Landau, what are you doing? This person is not a new recruit. Huh? But you said the other day you found a good one. This is her, right? I mean, she's really strong. All I said was that it would be nice if she joined us. I never said she was actually going to. Oh, so that's what she meant. I'm sorry for putting you through that then. Well, sorry for destroying your men. I'm so sorry that another member of my group has caused you more trouble. I told her I didn't mind and once again asked her about Schwarzwind. Schwarzwind is a group of like-minded individuals gathered under the banner of our commander Siegfried. Truthfully, at first we were a little more than a band of thieves and misfits that meddled in the affairs of the corrupt aristocrats and merchants who had a stranglehold on the population. One night, under the cover of darkness, Schwarzwind attacked a group of knights returning from a long campaign. Siegfried led the charge, overwhelmed their commander, and slew him. As if the heavens were celebrating his victory, the moonlight shone on the face of the man Siegfried had triumphantly killed. That commander was none other than Siegfried's long-lost father. The realization that he had murdered his own father destroyed Siegfried. After that, he disappeared. And we still don't know where he is. I can still hear the grief-stricken screams he let out that night. But I believe he'll return someday, and it's important for us to be there for him when he does, because without us, he would have no one to return to. And that's why we're working as mercenaries for the people here, but of course still operating as Schwarzwind. Salia is filling in as our leader while Siegfried is away. But leading this kind of life can be pretty boring at times, so some members go off and do their own thing. That's why we thought it would be nice if you joined us, you know, as a way to raise our group morale. I told them that while I was honored, I would have to turn them down. I was on a quest of my own. Just to let you know, the reason we told you about our base here is because we know you're strong and we feel we can trust you. We thought we would show you this place and invite you to join us after telling you more about our group. Once you complete the quest you're on, please come back. We'll be waiting for you. Yeah, you're always welcome here.
Your soul surges in your body.
Level 49. I guess we can continue on with this particular quest line, see what it gets us. Next one is Schwarzwind, Feelings Shared.
Stands in your way.
And a random encounter, level 42. Bandit.
Fight! This is gonna hurt!
Heal it. See what I get for that. Swordbreaker level 38. I think that's even higher level than the weapon I just got from that last random encounter. Let's find out. Yeah, this one's 32. This one's 38. lower overall potential damage, but it's got a 15% damage dealt as HP life leech, which means I get 15% of my damage recovered as health, I imagine. I'll have to hold on to that. That might come in handy later. During my travels, I had encountered a man who wielded a giant sword. I wondered if he was the Siegfried fellow Celia and Landau had spoken of. I was musing over this when I overheard that someone mentioned that Schwarz was camped not too far away from the village in which I was staying. I asked where exactly Schwarz had set up camp, then hurried over. Once I arrived, I was greeted by two familiar faces. Rhea, it's been a while. I didn't expect to run into you here. So what brings you around these parts? You finally ready to become a member of Schwarz? Salia had an air of calmness about her now, while Landau seemed to have grown into a veteran mercenary. After exchanging pleasantries and learning of recent happenings in their lives, I told them of my encounter with the man who I thought might be Siegfried. Well, where did you see him? What's he doing? Did you talk to him? Salia became flustered and bombarded me with questions, but Landau was able to calm her down. Easy, Salia. Rhea's gonna tell us. The two listened intently as I told them of my encounter with the man on my way toward Ostreinsberg Castle. He was carrying a large sword about the length of his body, and although he seemed fine when I spoke with him, he called himself Nightmare and wandered off, seemingly tormented by something. ... Yeah, there's no doubt about it, that's him. What the hell is that guy thinking? We're his comrades, we're here to help. ... Again. Actually, now that I think about it, he was never the type to open up to others. I guess he hasn't changed in that regard. Arg, I can't take it anymore. Siegfried has always kept everything to himself. Probably has no idea how long we've been waiting for him to return. That's it, no more waiting. We're gonna hunt him down and bring him back ourselves, right, Landau? Salia, yeah, and once we find him, I'll be sure to give him a good smack upside the head. No, I'll be the one to smack him. I'm afraid you'll go too far and ruin that nice face of his. I think Salia likes Siegfried. The two of them laughed and bumped fists. I sincerely hoped Siegfried would eventually realize how much these two cared for him. Wishing both of them well, I left their camp and continued on my journey.